recently noticed a weird trend on YouTube. Ed Lawrence had over 300k subs and he quit to start a new channel. James Smith, over 400k subs and he quit. Thomas Frank, over 3 million subs and he quit to start a new channel. What's going on here? Well, the truth is, you don't need subscribers to succeed in today's YouTube. And the reason most creators aren't meeting their revenue goals is because they're using the wrong monetization strategies for their channel. And trust me, if anyone's a pro at doing YouTube wrong, it was me. When I first started out on YouTube, I was just like everyone else. I followed the traditional monetization strategies. One of my YouTube channels has over 1.3 million subscribers. And in a good month, that's how much we were making using the old method. But by using the new method, in a good month, that's how much we were making. And what I'm about to share isn't just theory. These are the exact frameworks that we use in our business and that we teach our students in our program, where we help creators make a full-time living with their YouTube and business. So let's break this down. Here are the 3 ways that most creators try to make money on YouTube. Number 1 is sponsorships. Another brand pays you to advertise their products. Number 2 is AdSense. YouTube pays you to advertise their ads. And then number 3 is affiliate marketing, where you advertise someone else's product and you get some sort of commission. And what do all 3 of these have in common? You're selling someone else's product. Now, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars through all 3 of these methods, and I actually found them to be quite inefficient for making sustainable income. Because to sell someone else's product, I had to constantly produce viral content. If I missed an upload, I would see my ad revenue tank. If my video didn't hit a certain amount of views that we agreed upon in the sponsorship deal, then I'd feel guilty for underperforming and sometimes even afraid that the brand wouldn't want to work with me anymore in the future. So it was always about more views. I was running on the endless content hamster wheel. This is the old method for YouTube monetization and has 3 big flaws. First, you're growing someone else's business, not your own. Second, you have 0 control over the revenue. And third, you're trading time for money, just like in a regular job. Now, I've already left my regular job as a doctor to become a YouTuber. I know it's a long story, but I didn't leave my job as a doctor just to create another job for myself. I left because I wanted true freedom, not to answer to another boss, not to meet sponsorship deadlines. But then something interesting happened. I started seeing smaller channels, like less than 10,000 subscribers, making more money than channels 10 times their size. So we put a halt on our content for a bit and we studied these channels, and what we found changed our business. We put all these insights together into a framework that we call the 3D creator model. First, take a look at these 2 channels. They're both by Ed Lawrence, a friend I met through school, and he also happens to be a YouTube expert. He abandoned his main YouTube channel, which has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and he started a brand new channel. At first, I was really confused. Like, why would anyone throw away such a massive audience? But after he explained why, not only did it make sense, it was actually genius. His small channel was making $100,000 to $200,000 per month, and his larger channel wasn't making nearly that much. How does a smaller channel with less subscribers and less views actually make more income than a larger channel? Well, the larger channel was focused on entertainment. And I'll give it to Ed though, all of his videos are quite entertaining. He's going all out in some of these, but at some point you gotta just wonder, how much longer can I dance like a monkey and perform just to appease the algorithm? It gets exhausting. Speaking from personal experience here. So this new method of YouTube monetization is what we call being an innovator over being an influencer. An influencer studies trends and tries to go viral. An innovator studies specific types of customer avatars and tries to solve specific problems for them. So if you want to become an influencer and compete with the likes of Mr. Beast and Emma Chamberlain and all that sort of entertainment type of YouTubers, then that's your choice, right? I'm not here to discourage you. In fact, I started off trying to become an influencer too. That's how we hit over 1 million subscribers. But what I didn't realize is that I had to build an entire media company and play the sponsorships game, which is basically playing on someone else's turf. But maybe you're considering the innovator path. Maybe you're more like us in that you want to use YouTube as a way to help people through education and teaching. Well, if that's the case, then you're definitely in the right place, because that's what we're all about here. Now, a lot of us can get on board with this new innovator type of approach, but here's where most educational creators get stuck. They often think, what gives me the right to teach anything? That's exactly what I thought too. What gives me the audacity to teach anything? Until I discovered something more important than being an expert. Early in my YouTube career, I followed a lot of YouTube channels that were led by experts like Andrew Huberman, PhD from Stanford, or Mark Rober, former NASA engineer, right? They had so much clout and they had a massive audience. So I thought, naturally, if I wanted to build an educational channel or teach something, then I needed to have expertise in that field, or else no one would listen to me. But then someone entered the playing field and turned this entire paradigm on its head. Alex Hormozi. Here's a guy teaching business who doesn't go around saying that he's a business expert. He actually deferred going to business school or taking the traditional path altogether. And yet people were listening intently to what he had to say because he had something that I would argue is even more important than expertise. He had experience. Here's a guy with no business degree and no formal business training making $100 million per month with proof that he knows what he's talking about. He has experience in building multiple businesses. He has experience in making all the costly mistakes and experience in teaching thousands of other people about business. And this story of Alex Hormozi really forced me to reflect on the dichotomy of experience over expertise. Now, from my background, I've seen a lot of doctors giving health advice, and yet these doctors were overweight, they were out of shape, and so why would people listen to an expert who doesn't actually have the results? It's the same thing as listening to a business expert who's never actually built a business, or listening to a YouTube expert who's never grown a YouTube channel. People don't need the world's leading expert. They need someone who's already solved a specific problem, who can explain it in a way that they understand it, and who can show them the exact path to follow. Too often, I've watched a YouTube channel or even taken a course, and the teacher was none of the above, right? They were so advanced, so high level, that they forgot what it was like to be in the shoes of a beginner. And so the way they explained things, it was just way over my head. Either that, or they were just armchair experts who read a lot and knew about the theory, but when it came to actually doing the thing, they'd never done it before. When you share from experience, your content is more authentic, your solutions are evidence-based, your teaching is practical, not theoretical, and most importantly, you're relatable because you've been where your audience is and you've been in their shoes. But here's where it gets really interesting, because once I had my channel dialed in, I started to scale my business and try to grow it as big as I could. That's when problems started to happen. So you want to hear about one of the dumbest and most costly business mistakes I ever made? I hired a team of over 20 people to run my business. Why? Because I thought that's what successful businesses do. More people means more meetings means less creating means less revenue. All of a sudden, I had a big team that was just a nightmare to manage. I signed up for this to be a creator, a maker, not a manager. But then the creator economy began to change and AI entered the scene. All of a sudden, we could do the work of 20 people with just a small, lean team. And being able to scale down our operations allowed us to cut over 83% of our monthly expenses, which meant more money in our pockets. AI is the future of creator businesses. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, bets that we'll soon see our first billionaire one-person business. Not millionaire, billionaire. It's pretty crazy to think about this now, but just being able to build even a 7-figure business by yourself in your bedroom is now easier than ever. Instead of scaling a massive business with corporate hierarchy, you can be more self-reliant by building it just around what you want your lifestyle to look like. Work whenever you want, wherever you want, and not needing to rely on anyone else but yourself. This is the third pillar of the 3D creator model that we call self-reliance over scale. We've developed a number of AI systems and workflows like our content engine, which is trained on our knowledge, the specifics of our business, and is able to mass produce content in our voice and brand style. We've also built automated funnels that's able to take a viewer who just discovered us on YouTube and guide them all the way through our ecosystem where they'll be shown our products that are most relevant to them and makes the purchase a good fit. All of this happens from start to finish without us even needing to be there. We've built systems and workflows for all the key revenue generating activities in our business. And all of this we teach in our program. Had to plug that right there. This is the business model to follow to make revenue even as a small creator. It's allowed me to achieve things that I value most when I first set off on this journey, which are freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. Now, if this sounds like the kind of business that you want to build for yourself, then I invite you to join our newsletter and our free community. We'd be happy to help you there. We're always sharing the latest news and AI tools and creator business strategies. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. Now, if you want to learn more about how we're using AI to be able to earn more while working less, then you can check out this video right here. All right, I'll see you next time.